Nobody wants to get united. Like, what we gotta do is meet everybody in 149th Street at the bench.
Welcome back, guys. Today we have a pretty interesting video because I randomly stumbled upon this article about Skuff. So there's this interview Vice did with Skuff where they have a little bit of a talk with him and they talk about a lot of things you never hear any graffiti artists really talk about. Now, because we simply just don't have time to go over everything, I'm gonna link to it in the description down below. And it really shows the new direction graffiti's going in. And I definitely want your thoughts about this in the comments down below as well. Let me know what you think. It starts off by talking about Skuff, gives a quick summary of who he is and what he's done, and then it gets into what he's currently doing, and it goes into how he's turned his attention from the streets to the academy as an administrator at the Brooklyn Art School, Pratt, in order to help write and teach the history of New York City graffiti. So legit, Skuff, one of the people revered for how they were unwavering in their illegal graffiti, now teaches graffiti at a school. I personally think this is dope because they're not just getting some dude who has no idea what they're talking about, like some professor went ahead and commented on one of my videos talking about graffiti and they got literally everything wrong. At least this isn't one of those cases where they're getting somebody who's completely ill-informed teaching the topic. And I'm glad to see that it's not a teacher who has no clue what they're talking about. It's somebody with experience, somebody who put time into this, somebody who really lived those experiences. How do you guys feel about that? Now, this is the part I found really interesting about the article, is they get into beefs, and I've talked about this many times. People hop into my live streams, which if you're watching this, I'm probably live right now on Twitch, link in the description. We can talk more about graffiti there. And I always tell this to new graffiti artists who ask me about beef. But beef really is laughable. It's honestly really ridiculous and silly. Do you still feel strongly about some of the beefs you were involved in with other writers? And he responds with, not at all. I can't picture myself caring about beef. I specifically like this line right here, man. This got me. Where he says, picture me, I've got beef. It's like the silliest thing in the world. But again, I keep my gangster in my back pocket when needed. And I also found this part pretty interesting, where they're talking about what it means to be a writer for Skuff specifically. And he goes into how he's learned a lot from various different people. And there's one person, Hugo Martinez here, who went ahead and said, you are an artist. And that's what I've been telling you guys. Like, graffiti is an art. There's no two ways around it. You can't get around that fact. There's no arguing it. And at the beginning, Skuff didn't get it at first. He said that he was a vandal. That was his argument. He's a writer, he's a vandal, what he does isn't art. And it took a minute for that whole entire message of him being an artist to actually absorb in. Like, there's legitimately no argument. Every writer is an artist whether they like it or not. I don't know, I think this was a really good interview with Skuff. I think this was extremely well done and hit on a lot of really interesting points that, once again, you just don't see talked about very often in graffiti. I'd certainly like to see some more stuff like this, man. Like, it's interesting to see what happens with graffiti artists once they kind of get past that initial phase of being, once again, enthralled by graffiti. It's interesting. I think it provides a lot of insight into the growth of not only an individual, but a graffiti artist in general, as their path may just be foreshadowing for a lot of graffiti artists out there. I think that's important in order to at least reflect at. So once again, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. It'd be interesting to see what you guys think about this. So if you want to see more of this, if you like this kind of video, then hit the like button. It helps out a bunch and it lets me know what you guys enjoy so I can come out with more of it. And if you're new here, feel free to join the smartest graffiti community online. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.